Due to popular demand, today I am doing a list of my top 10 Alien figures. And I decided since my top 10 Predator figures were all the NECA ones, I would just do a top 10 NECA Alien figures. I think out of the ones I own, they might still be my favorite. The only real competition are the mini-mates, which are a little harder to rank against the more detailed NECA figures. And just for a reference point, because I saw what happened with my Predator video, I'm gonna point out that this video is going up on 4/26 of 2016. That means all you crazy people from the future, don't come on here and comment that you're angry that I didn't include the Alien Resurrection figure from NECA, because you know what? It doesn't exist right now. So let's get started. Number 10, the Wave 2 Sergeant Craig Windrix. Looking at this figure as just a figure, it's just another generic Marine, although we've only really gotten 3 different Marines in this line so far anyway, but I love the intent behind this figure. This figure made it to one of my top 10 figures of 2014 because of what it represents. This figure is not depicting a character from the movie, it's depicting the real life person of Craig Windrix, who is the brother of one of NECA's sculptors. And Craig sadly lost his battle with cancer, but as a tribute, NECA immortalized him as a Marine. Beyond just being a cool tribute, he is a unique Marine, he has the long sleeves, and he also has the flamethrower, which was new at the time. Number 9, the battle-damaged Alien Warriors. These figures came in 2 separate 2-packs, each with their own Colonial Marine. We had the blue head explosion one that came with Hicks, and the brown chest damage version that came with Hudson. And while, spoiler alert, the regular Aliens Warrior is going to be later on in this list, I felt these two deserve their own mention just because the battle damage is freaking awesome. The head exploding version has some really grotesque gore and is definitely my favorite of the two, but the brown one with just the chest damage looks great as well. They both add some much needed character to an Alien shelf, and especially because at this point we were getting a lot of Marines in the line, it was really helpful to have something for them to shoot at. Number 8, the Wave 1 Corporal Dwayne Hicks. As far as the figure itself goes, I like this figure for pretty much the same reasons I like the Windrix figure. They're both basically using the same body, though Hicks does have the bare arms that is unique to him. But overall, I felt like this figure just came with some awesome accessories. He has the shotgun, which is unique, along with its holster as well. I think the head sculpt came out pretty good. And overall, as being one of our first Marines, he just came across as a very, very cool figure. Number 7, the Wave 3 Dog Alien. While this figure did have some problems, namely with some loose joints and kind of a crappy stand that it came with, overall the Dog Alien is completely badass looking. NECA did a great job of sculpting it, and despite the articulation being a little flimsy, it is super posable, and you can get this alien into a ton of cool poses. This was a much needed update over the old McFarlane version, and has been so popular that NECA is already planning to re-release it in one of their upcoming waves of Alien figures. Number 6, the Alien Warrior. I'm not even going to designate a wave that this came from because we've seen it many times in many places. The real reason I want to include it in this list and felt it couldn't be omitted is because it's the workhorse of this line. It's been used multiple times, retooled, redone. We talked about the battle damage version earlier. We've gotten several different repaints, including the genocide versions. Even parts of it made it into the Big Chap figure. But this was a much needed update to NECA's old version of this figure. The increased articulation gave a ton of new posing options. The ability to remove the spike from his back to get him into a more crouched or crawling position is stupendous. And even though at this point I'm a little tired of seeing this stupid figure, I've gotta admit, it's still freaking cool. And especially taking a fresh look at it to do this countdown gives me even more appreciation for it. Number 5, the Wave 7 Alien vs. Predator Xenomorph Warrior. You know all those things I just said about the Aliens Alien Warrior? Well, you can apply those directly to the AVP Warrior. It takes everything NECA did that was cool about the Aliens Warrior and steps it up a notch. With even better articulation and awesome detail, NECA has taken probably one of the most hated Alien designs and made a figure that's pretty much impossible to hate out of it. I've been resisting the urge to army build these things ever since they came out, as I know we're already probably going to get another grid alien and probably some variants of this down the line. But I am very happy with this new alien body. Number 4, Xenomorph Eggs and Facehuggers. And it seems a little ridiculous being so high up on the list, seeing that they're not even really articulated figures. They're rubber pieces with a single bendy wire in them. But I absolutely love these alien eggs. I have way more of them than I even want to mention that I own. And I still keep kind of looking to see if there's a deal on any of them out there to further army build my alien nest. But I think these things are just absolutely essential for an alien collector's display. The eggs are greatly detailed, the facehuggers are pretty nice, I would have liked a little bit more variety in their design, and what's kind of shameful for me to admit as outside the box reviews, I actually saved the cool packaging for one of these and have it on my desk at work. Number 3, the Wave 5 Lieutenant Ellen Ripley. NECA started giving us Ripley figures, starting with Alien, which seems appropriate. And while I was very happy about those coming out, I was absolutely thrilled to get the Aliens version. This is a really badass version of Ripley, probably the most iconic from the film, as she's ready to go down into the alien hive to rescue Newt. She comes with her awesome taped together pulse rifle / flamethrower, all her grenades, and is overall just a badass figure. She was so badass that I actually had to buy 2, so that I had a separate one for our next entry in the countdown. Number 2, the Power Loader. When I reviewed this thing, a lot of people said it was overpriced, a little too fragile, and you know what, maybe that's true, but I still absolutely love this piece. Every time I look at it on my shelf, I get a big smile on my face. As I mentioned before, I did pick up another Ellen Ripley figure, gave her kind of a customized, beat up, bloody, sweaty paint job, and stuck her in there so that she's ready to fight the alien queen. And I know it's kind of cheating a little bit to have one of the high-end pieces in this line be my number 2 pick. And if you're pissed off about that, don't worry. You'll be safe with number 1. Mostly. Number 1. Wave 4, Jones the Cat. It was awesome that NECA put this figure out with its Ripley accessory. Wow. I didn't know the Queen ate Well, I guess number 1 is the Queen Alien. The deluxe of the deluxe, the biggest, baddest thing NECA's ever put out in this alien line. A much needed upgrade over the old McFarlane one. This thing is packed with articulation and packed with awesome, awesome detail. Since I did that original review on the Queen, I've gone back, I've watched more of the special features behind Alien, which I thought I'd watched before, but apparently I hadn't seen it all. And I believe in that video I did gripe a little bit about the color scheme being a little bit more blue than I felt the Queen should be. Well, the actual puppet really did have this blue tinge to it. It's lost in the movie because the movie is so blue overall. It just kind of becomes part of the palette of the movie, I guess, but the Queen definitely was a little blue in that film. So, NECA actually got it right. And while there are a couple things on this figure that are a little awkward, some of the articulation kind of bumps into itself, the tongue is a pain in the butt to switch out, I would not trade this Queen for anything. She is one badass bitch. So those are my top 10 Alien figures. As of right now, basically that encompasses the first 7 waves of Alien figures and the special deluxe releases that came out within that time frame. There are a couple pieces I haven't picked up from the Alien line, mostly because I'm not interested in them, like the video game Dog Alien and the Genocide Queen, which mostly that's just because I have nowhere to put it. And I kind of took Prometheus out of the mix because while that does tie into Alien, it's its own beast, and I would have a really hard time mixing those figures in with the Alien ones in a top 10 list. So let me know in the comments below, what are your top 10 Alien figures, and what are you looking forward to the most, whether it's been something that's been announced or something that you're hoping they make. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, username Outside the Box Reviews. Also check me out on Facebook, link below. And until next time, this has been our Outside the Box Reviews. Game over, man! Game over!